we're just gonna jam the old siphon right in here and give her a couple pumps per cylinder, I guess. I don't know. See how this works out.
The next day.
Well, we've had this pickling for about a day and a half. Got all the plugs back out of it, and we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna chain the 990 to the back of it, and we got it in 5th gear, high gear for the most amount of leverage over the crankshaft, and we're just gonna yank on it a couple times and see if it breaks loose. So here we go.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight last gleaming.
Alright, so we yanked it back and forth a couple of times, spun the engine over a bunch, and now we got the battery back in it. We're going to see if it'll crank over with the starter motor. Fingers crossed. It is really hot in here. Alright guys, so next stage is we need to get spark. Wiring in this thing is absolutely horrifying. All original cloth bound wiring, a lot of insulation damage, certainly a fire hazard. I don't have any doubt that we're not going to have any spark. So first thing I'm going to do is we got the battery hooked back up, we got a multimeter. Going to turn the ignition on and check for power at the coil and check if there's power anywhere really. And then I have a sneaking suspicion that ultimately what we're going to end up doing is running independent wiring, probably temporarily for now. Probably just put power to the coil when it comes time to try to fire it, and then maybe as a short-term solution, we'll run wire through the cab and run it to a toggle switch so we can turn the ignition on and off. So let's see what we got. So we'll just jam this to DC volts. Take the negative and we'll just stuff that bad boy in there. Hopefully that's got good enough contact. Let's see if I can do this without knocking the multimeter down. I'll check the positive here. Get on there. Okay. Now we should be. This is difficult to do with one hand. Might have to get my GoPro out. Alright, so let's see if we got power to the coil. 12.6 volts. Isn't that something? So, next thing we'll do, I guess, is pull the cap off the distributor and scrape the points. Points are currently open, so that's convenient. We'll go grab a points file and give them a scrape. These are definitely pretty dirty. You can see the corrosion coming off of them out of the file. So I'm a little optimistic that this will get us spark. Chainsaw gas here, so I'll just give her a snort of that. Oh, my hood's in the way. Well, I guess we'll do it this way. Give her a little snort and see what happens. Nothing. Okay, so certainly acting like it's still got no spark. So let's take another peek in here. Come here. And of course, it's right on the tip of a lobe again. Oh, maybe we can bump that over a little bit. Get that off there. There we are. Let's see what we got here. Oh, nothing. Positively nothing. But we have 12 volts here, so I think next we'll pull this connection off and clean it up and put that back on, see if that makes a difference. Interesting. And got 12 bolts to the condenser, to the points. Points are shut. So, oops. Should. Yeah, we do have 12 volts to it. That's interesting. We should be seeing some sparkles in there. Okay, so fast forward. What happened is the coil was in fact wired correctly. This truck is set up as a positive ground, which really bakes my noodle. Went through, tested the ignition coil, tested the condenser. Everything looks good. The ignition coil is about 3.5 ohms on the outer winding and 17,000, I think it was, on the inner winding. I have 12 volts to this wire, but I don't have a test light here to test to see how loaded the wire is, so I could be getting, you know, a milliamp through this. So without a test light or a good way to test the amperage on it, what I did was I pulled a piece of lamp cord and ran that from my negative terminal on the battery, put that to the negative on my coil, and now I have spark at the points. So, as I suspected previously, we're going to have to run separate wiring to the ignition on this to get it to start. This is just another symptom of the deteriorated wiring in this thing. So, I think at this point we can probably put power to the coil and maybe dump a little fuel in it and see if it'll make some noise. That was way too much. She's a runner. Okay, so we corrected the ignition issue, found a blown fuse in the cab, replaced that fuse, and that also brought the electric fuel pump that the guy had haggled under here back to life. So we're gonna go ahead and pull the line off the main fuel tank and shove it into a boat can here and take a chance. See if this thing will run on its own. Alright, well, the hose wasn't long enough, so we had to set the can down on the ground for now, but cycle the ignition and see if the fuel pump primes up. Oh yeah, she's priming. Looks like it's filling the carb bowl. Gonna stop there and check for leaks. It is most definitely leaking. Don't know if the carb bowl is overflowing. Kind of looks like it is. So we're going to tap on that a couple times, free up the float. This is the preferred method for fixing stuck carburetor floats. You want to be very gentle doing this. Just some gentle taps. Most times, this will actually free it up. Here we go. Alright guys, well, we had a whopping 15 seconds of excitement, and right when we started to get excited, the electronic fuel pump left the chat. And this is why we don't like electronicals. So, we already saw that fuel pump was pushing fuel right past the needle and seat on the carburetor. We don't know for sure whether that's due to overpressure or whether the needle and seat are just dirty, and I'm sure the carb is disgusting. So I think what we're going to do at this point is going to see if I can find a rebuild kit for the original mechanical fuel pump that's in this thing, and make an attempt at getting that functioning again. And while we're doing that, waiting for parts and whatnot, we might as well pull the carburetor off and start tearing that down too and see what's going on in there. So I think I've bored you enough with this video, so we'll bore you some more with rebuilding those components next. So stay tuned. There'll be more updates. We're gonna get this thing running yet. Just got to be patient. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate it very much. And if you're liking this stuff, please like and subscribe and click on the bell and scroll down and select all notifications so you get updates when I upload videos, especially for, you know, channels like mine where I don't update all that often. You want YouTube to push those notifications, and they won't unless you subscribe and select the bell and then scroll down and select all notifications or something to that effect. So otherwise YouTube won't tell you that I posted anything. Anyway guys, we'll see you next time. Stay tuned.